Any doubt? While talking about Indus town planning? Okay. If I ask you to write a short note around 150 word to 200 word about Indus major features, geographical expansion, stages, and town planning, would you be able to write? Right. You have 10 minutes about basically what you have been learning since till today about basic feature or stages of Indus Valley civilization, major sites, what we have got from those sites, and the town planning. Okay, so when you start writing, what is the first thing that comes into your mind when you start anything? To give a general introduction, and when you do so, when you give a general introduction, keep in mind that general introduction would be definitely given by most of us. So what makes your answer different from others? So like I have seen 4 answers from all of you, and 3 have written the same line. I did not tell you those lines. You have written Indus Valley civilization is the oldest civilization of India. Like this statement, was one of the oldest civilization, was considered as the first human or man-made civilization. So these are the 3 lines which you have, 3 of you have started your answer. It means when 9,000 people are giving mains, most of them will write almost same answer. Now, how do you expect examiner to give you extra marks? If I give you this answer and ask you to mark these answers, how will you mark? Out of 10, how many numbers will you give? What makes your answer different from rest of your colleagues? So there are things which you should avoid while writing answer, and that comes a regular practice what you write during your preparation. That is why in the very first class I asked you to start writing, otherwise everything is in your head. You remember, you ratta maro everything, you have facts, but जब आप लिखने जाते हैं, then it becomes the major concern. Words will not appear on your paper, and you will again start and finishing writing the same answer everyone will be writing. So for Indus Valley civilization town planning, everyone has these 5 points and they will have the same answers. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to write every day at least 100 words or 200 words, so that after 1 month of practice you will start thinking what should not write and what should be on the paper. Number 1. Number 2, there is this thing in history where you write, or anything, where you should avoid using this general kind of generalization of history. It's good thing. Like it was, obviously it was one of the oldest. So while you have written Indus Valley civilization is the oldest civilization of India, that is a very superlative degree statement, where you are claiming this is the only Indus Valley civilization. However, I have told you that during the time of Indus Valley civilization, there are 3 other civilizations also where in on the field, that is Mesopotamia, China, and other one, Indus Valley, Mesopotamia, China, and one Egyptian civilization. The trade are there, so it's one of the oldest civilization of India. So the second thing, avoid using general kind of a statement. These are the general statements which you should avoid. What it will do? It will consume your space. You have to write a very dedicated 250 word answer where you have to give so much of data. And when you are going to incorporate so much of data into 250 words or 100 words, then you should avoid this kind of a statement. What you should have done, like it's the oldest civilization, and I am talking about urban city, town planning. It means the answer should be, a major part of the answer should be based on the town planning or urbanization. So what you should have started with, Indus Valley civilization, the first urban references we get. So this is one type of answer. So here you have given one particular information, that is first urbanization. The information of first urbanization we come across from Indus Valley civilization. So that you have to practice. Second thing, now a first human or man-made civilization in which humans live in a very civilized manner. How do you know? You are giving in introduction a judgment that they were civilized. This civilization we come across while talking about city planning, their way of everyday lives, what they are eating, how they are utilizing their everyday lifetime. So this should come into when you talk about any fact. You give a fact and then come to conclusion. So the second part must have been about how you give its general introduction on its spread of Indus Valley civilization. How first urbanization, it was spread in three major time frame: early phase, mature phase, later phase, as the second part of the answer. If you have time and if you have things, you have 30 seconds to draw a map. India. हाँ, सॉरी, अभी तो आप मुझे इंडिया का मैप बनाइए 30 सेकेंड्स में. एंड योर टाइम स्टार्ट्स नाउ. टाइम्स अप. बस 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 बस, आप पेज से बाहर चले गए. अगर उतना स्पेस होगा आपके पास, इट मीन्स यू हैव प्रैक्टिस्ड. व्हाट यू शुड हैव डन, मैप बनाने की ना एक टेक्निक होती है, और मैप क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है ये तो इसको आप डेली प्रैक्टिस करना है. दिन भर में किसी भी टाइम यू जस्ट टेक अ पेज, यू हैव 30 सेकेंड्स, यू हैव टू ड्रॉ मैप. ठीक. अब अगर आप until unless you have practice on a daily basis, you are going to do like that कि कोई एक पोर्शन कहीं और निकल गया मिलाने की चक्कर में ना, कोई कहीं निकला कोई कहीं निकला. अब आप बताइए, when I ask you or when you draw this map on an answer script, how much number you are going to get? So there is this technique ना. इंडिया के मैप को, घर पे कोई भी एक छोटा मैप हो आपके पास, उसको ना हिस्सों में बांट दीजिए. ठीक. अगर ये 2 पोर्शन है तो ये 3 पोर्शन होगा. अब अगर आप इंडिया का मैप देखें, ये वाला पोर्शन नीचे ज्यादा लंबा है, ऊपर वाला कम है, एंड इस तरफ साउथ नॉर्थ से ईस्ट. देन यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम बिलो. मिलाने के लिए अब अगर आप नीचे से शुरू करते हैं तो जो केरला वाला हिस्सा है, दैट विल कम एग्जैक्टली अपोजिट टू जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. तो सीधा भी बनेगा, टेढ़ा भी नहीं होगा. और जब इसको मार्क किए रहेंगे तो सिंपल, यू हैव टू टेक अ पेन और मार्क कर लेना है कितने साइज में मैंने किसको देना है, और उसके हिसाब से व्हेन यू प्रैक्टिस इट विल कम परफेक्टली. नीचे का साइज जितना है, ऊपर का साइज. एंड व्हाई आई एम आस्किंग दिस टू मेक यू, एवरी टाइम यू मेक अ मैप, इट saves your space and time on an answer script. So मैप बनाना, अगर इसका मुझे ज्योग्राफी बताना हो या मुझे बताना हो, यू जस्ट ड्रॉ मैप और नॉर्थ वेस्ट को कवर किया और उसके बगल में मार्क करके लिख दिया इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन मेजर साइट्स. दैट विल सेव योर टाइम एंड स्पेस ऑल्सो, वेयर यू आर गोइंग टू incorporate more data on Indus Valley civilization or any questions. So thus this map thing will save your space. So you have to practice on daily basis 30 second one map. 7 day next Monday को ये perfect आना चाहिए. ठीक है, next Monday or Tuesday. Now if we come to the point, so we have done the town planning full कि कुछ बाकी है उसमें? कुछ लिखवाया था मैंने टाउन प्लानिंग पे? अच्छा ये हो गया है, ठीक है. ठीक. So what was the scientific development? I think burial तक हम लोग कर लिए थे. Partial burial, full burial, complete burial and cremation. So what does that indicate, burial system? If I ask you, what is the burial system that we get from Indus Valley civilization, what does that indicates towards a society? One thing, okay, domestication, because at some burial part you are getting animals are being buried with human body. So for there you have to give an example. Every time you are writing an answer either in paper 1, 2, 3 or 4, if you are giving an example or you are giving a case study, that will give you an extra edge, and you are going to fetch an half 0.5 or half mark, 1 mark extra on your copy. So you start writing or memorizing a case study for each and every paper. From today onwards, for like 1 year, you will have around 300 case studies or examples. When you are talking about there is this case study when one village in Siwan district where school children's denied the food made by a lower caste women in a school. Then there this district magistrate went and he ate at the site. So this is one example that you should give a question where social issues are coming. So like this examples, socio-economic examples or any case study. So this kind of example will enrich your answer. So from today onwards, if you are seeing any example in the field of agriculture, in the field of scientific development, in the field of medical development, in the field of society, in the case of society, someone is achieving something. So that kind of example you should remember, or you should write on a paper in front of your table, and you should memorize those examples. Also, how to incorporate those examples into your answers. So for this burial thing, number 1, it's a domestication, it's showing domestication. Number 2, anything other than domestication? So life after death, it means they have a very keen interest in life after death, and they somehow believe that the objects, our relative ones, our dear ones who are dead now, who do not have any sign of living, they are going to use these materials. That is why these burials are being kept inside their house premises. So these burials are not outside the village area or not outside their houses, but they are inside, they are kept in the kitchen area, under the kitchen area. So that is why they have a very close link. They wanted to assert a very close link towards their loved ones, and that is why they are keeping their burials. So 3 kinds of burials. So they do have, they believe in death after life, and obviously at some time you can say what it called rebirth thing or anything. So this is the major, this is how you should write your article, your answers with an example, giving where you have found something. So this one example is dog, other example where you find so many precious metals are found in the burial system. So this is like, what are the scientific developments which we are getting this time period? Okay, so let's again talk about this town planning thing. How do you elaborate the grid pattern, what they are indicating, the grid pattern of their the grid pattern of the town planning, how they are indicating, what could you explain? Right angle. Okay, the roads are on the right way, so it were naturally cleaned by wind and air, and drainage system, it will be easier to clean drainage system, and if they are capable of making town planning in a grid pattern, they must have known measurements and other mathematical measurements. So they were not illiterate, they were literate in their own sense. So this kind of, they will ask, I'm not saying that immediately you are going to get a question in UPSC, but this kind of analysis, when you read and analyze these things on your own, this will give you an understanding how to interpret things and how to correlate things one another, and you have to write in an answer. Okay, so they were a great knowledge of measurements. Okay, so when I ask you, or when you are asked to write an answer on health and hygiene in India, health and hygiene in India, where do you start your answer? So you can simply start your answer by Indus drainage system. That is the best example you could give. So this particular thing is very much have a utility sense in your health and hygiene paper, in paper, which paper, or society urbanization wala part, usme aapko, because 2 years back there was this question of lessons learned from Indus Valley civilization that will give an input to modern day urbanism problem, because in modern day we do have a problem of drainage and clean road, health and cleanliness. So you can start your answer by giving examples from Indus Valley civilization, first urbanization, and then you come to the modern time period or any time period. Okay, so I have already discussed you about houses that were opening towards the back side, and why does that so? Kind of privacy. So they were however, if you say this kind of a statement, so they made their houses for privacy and the entrance was from backward. At the same time, you say they have a very social life, because we do have examples of common games, indoor games and outdoor games, that examples we are getting from Indus civilization, like we have chopper and the other dioceses that we have got from Indus Valley civilization. So they do not have any isolated life, but they were living very social and community living. They were living at that time. We have a great bath system, and that great bath does not belong to one particular family or one particular person. That was a community living thing. So when we ask you a question about community living of Indus Valley civilization, you start from there. So everything you are learning here in Indus Valley civilization, that has a value towards how you start writing your questions in this time period. Okay, so what are the scientific development? Point number 1, Indus people knew how to make bronze. The technology of metal forging was known to them. Metal forging, yes, FORGING. मेटल फोर्जिंग रॉ मटेरियल से जो मेटल एक्सट्रैक्ट करते हैं, जैसे एल्युमिनियम अगर एक्सट्रैक्ट करना होगा तो एल्युमिनियम का एक रॉ मटेरियल होगा, गोल्ड का एक रॉ मटेरियल होगा, उसको पिघला के फिर उसे हम मेटल निकाल लेते हैं। ये पूरा प्रोसेस जो है उसको फोर्जिंग बोलते हैं, मेटल फोर्जिंग। वो भी फोर्जिंग में आएगा, दो चीजों को मिला के। तो इसीलिए यहां पे एक क्वेश्चन बनता है जो कि आपके साइंस में भी आता है कि जो ब्रॉन्ज बनाया जाता है वो किस चीज से बनाया जाता है। हाउ डू यू मेक ब्रॉन्ज? ब्रॉन्ज इज नॉट अ नेचुरल एलिमेंट, इट्स हाउ डू यू मेक ब्रॉन्ज? इट्स अ साइंस क्वेश्चन। टिन। सो अगेन by this mixing these two elements you are getting bronze, and majority of the items or artifacts we have got from Indus Valley Civilization. There are three types of materials that has been used. Number one is clay, and that is clay both type, paka, that fired clay. Number two, metal, and that is of bronze. And number three, stones. It may, what I am trying to say here, if I say a society that developed from Paleolithic, Mesolithic and Neolithic time frame to, so what Indus Valley Civilization comes under also Bronze Age civilization. So that is first Bronze Age civilization we get is Indus Valley Civilization. So that does not mean that we have left other materials in our daily life. So till this time period, when they started clay, fired clay for making their potteries and other things, they were also at the same time they were using stones, and also at the same time they were using bronze. So what does that indicate? Obviously these regions, this Indus site region, we do not have such quantity of copper or tin. It means these are being imported, so trade is being here. So now you have homework to do. You find out from which site copper and tin was coming to the Indus Valley Civilization. You write on the side notes. You have to find out from where the Indus Valley Civilization people were getting copper and tin. I think I have taught, I have written you in the last class. Okay. So koi nahi. Isse related, what I am saying, not this also, but you make a list where is the where we are finding which material that will help you in geography part also, or that will help you in other economic activity part also. So if you make a list that which area has abundance of which part, that will give you an idea about. And every time you ask, you get a question in geography about tin, where do we get tin, where do we get gold, where do we get copper, and the other materials where we are getting aluminium, where are there. This is the part in your geography part. So this you make a list of this thing, and where you will make your notes, your own notes. You make a list of this material where you are getting this. So it clearly indicates that a trade is being done in this particular area. Number third, they had the knowledge of stars and planets. They had the knowledge of stars and planets. Number four, a factory. A factory producing stone implements. Here factory does not mean the modern sense of factory. It means a place where we got a large amount of stone materials. It means that place were used to manufacture stone materials. So a factory producing stone implements has been unearthed from Sukur and Rohri. Chukud and Rohri in Sindh region. So when you see those that table, the economic section, लाए नहीं है आप लोग? लाए हैं तो देख लीजिए खोल के, नहीं लाए हैं? अरे घर रखने के लिए थोड़ी दिया था. So very fast in the economic section, the second you आप लोग आप उसमें देख लीजिए, आप उसमें देख लीजिए. So in the manufacturing section, what we are seeing are terracotta, arts of bead making, and Harappans did not use copper, bronze, silver and gold. Iron, आयरन का इस्तेमाल हड़प्पन में, क्योंकि सबसे पहला द फर्स्ट एविडेंस आयरन ऑफ आयरन वी आर गेटिंग फ्रॉम वैदिक टाइम पीरियड वेयर वी हैव अ टर्म लाइक आयस. सो फर्स्ट रेफरेंस, सो यहां पे इस तरीके से क्वेश्चन बन सकता है, विच मेटल वी हैव नॉट यूज्ड इन द इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन, दैट इज ऑफ आयरन. So that you have to remember, bead making, Chanhudro and Lothal, jewelry, gold and silver jewelry we do have from this region. And what does it signifies? A large number of terracotta articles, so that it was used by common people. Also Harappans were good at metallurgy and producing alloys. So alloy of bronze is an alloy, and they were getting, so these were specialization of tasks, goldsmiths, bronzesmiths, brickmaker. It means there are a specialized way of jobs were there. So there were some group of people who were specialized in gold making, some group of people who were specialized in silver making, silver jewelry or gold jewelry or anything. Some of the people who were specialized in stone or on clay. So when you visit Indus Valley Civilization, and you go definitely in this week, because I just went today, we will be taking you another point of time also, while we will read the art and culture thing. Until unless you see them, you do not have picture in your mind. So we do have abundance of clay, what we call toys. It's very small size of toys, बैलगाड़ी और पहिया, व्हील्स, बैल, इस तरीके के छोटे छोटे खिलौने के रूप में. सो टेराकोटा फिगरिंग्स, व्हाट वी कॉल देम, इट टेराकोटा फिगरिंग्स. सो इन अबंडेंस ऑफ दिस थिंग्स. सो इट मींस देयर वर डेफिनेटली classes that were involved in some specialization. So these are the some specialization which we were involved in trade. So gold makers, silver makers, pottery makers, and agriculturalists who were particularly who involved in agricultural part of thing. So if you see Mohenjo-daro, have you seen the movie Mohenjo-daro? Go and watch. Fun, थोड़ा सा fun के लिए देख सकते हो. थोड़ा idea you will get from there. Last time I did not ask you, or should I have asked you to read a book on Sapiens? Have you started reading? क्यों भाई? पढ़ लो. अच्छा, कॉलेज के बाद बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं मिलता है. मतलब until unless you develop a habit of reading books, you will not be able to write 2,500 word essay, because when you read, and when you read some kind of literature, English literature or Hindi literature, Kabir के दोहे, इस तरीके के, or autobiographies and biography of great people, if you read those books, you have a great number of slogans, good statements about society, about students, about polity, about environment, everything you get from those things, which you are not going to get in your classrooms, because classrooms have a different kind of setup. So what I ask you, just target to read a small book in 1 week, so that at the end of the year you have read at least 50 books. And how do you finish a book? You just divide. If you have a 100-page book, you divide like 10 pages a day, 5 pages a day, and at the end of the week or at the end of the month, you have just finished your book. तो मैं खाली दोहे की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं, और भी कुछ कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स हैं और भी कुछ बुक्स हैं, जैसे इफ यू स्टार्ट रीडिंग गांधी एंड विवेकानंद, so Gandhi has a saying, and that is what I am giving you homework. Write an essay on Gandhi for like 1 week. So Gandhi has a very good. So when you read Gandhi, he has said about environment something. He has said about Gram Panchayat, self rule, on gender women issue, overall on society. So now if you remember 5 statements from, or 3 statements or 2 statements, गांधी का फेमस स्टेटमेंट्स अगर लिख लिए, आपको याद हो गया गांधी ने इकोनॉमी पे क्या बोला, इन्वायरमेंट पे क्या बोला, बोला है ना गांधी ने कि दिस अर्थ हैव, ठीक, तो इस तरीके के स्टेटमेंट्स तो आप लिखते हैं तो दैट विल, वो आपके पास एक बैंक है और वो आप यूज कर सकते हैं. तो मैं नहीं कह रहा हूं कि सिर्फ दोहे, इंग्लिश में भी बहुत सारे स्टेटमेंट्स होते हैं, जब आप इंग्लिश बुक्स पढ़ते हैं वहां आपको वो चीज काम आ सकता है अगर आप उसको पढ़े, या आप दोहे को पढ़िए और उसको इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट करके लिख दीजिए अगर आपको याद रह गया तो. उनसे बेहतर कम शब्दों में आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा चीज को नहीं बोल सकते हैं, एंड दैट पढ़ने वाले को थोड़ा अच्छा फील आता है कि आंसर पढ़ने वाला, उसको लगेगा कि बच्चे ने कुछ मेहनत करके कुछ अच्छे से लिखा है. सो अगर आप दोहा नहीं करना चाहते हैं तो आप किसी का स्टेटमेंट, गांधी, अंबेडकर हुआ, इस तरीके के जो बड़े लीडर्स हैं जो कि फ्रीडम फाइटर स्ट्रगल से डेवलप आए हैं, विवेकानंद हुए, अंबेडकर, गांधी, 3 तो मेजर हो गए, और भी तो इससे रिलेटेड, तो राइट हाउ कॉल 1000 वर्ड गांधी पे ऐसे हो जाएगा. 1000 वर्ड, देखो शकल उसका डाउन हो गया, उसका डाउन हो गया, टाइम होता है थोड़ा सा भी. 1000 word, if you start writing 300 word a day or 100 word a day, you will finish it in a week. So you start writing on that. Why I am saying though, because if you, I'm just asking you to increase your not only vocabulary but also your bank of knowledge that will help you. That, yes, बोलिए बोलिए, एनी प्रॉब्लम, एनीथिंग? Yes, this is earthquake. This is earthquake. Earthquake. I think we should go out. Yes, that was an earthquake. अभी भी हो रहा है, थोड़ा हम लोग बाहर चलते हैं. The crops were sown in November and April. Agriculture. The crops were sown in SOWN. The crops were sown in November and April. What kind of implements were used? So majorly stone and bronze implements were used in agriculture. For agriculture purposes, stone and bronze were used. So we do have examples of furrowed land, furrowed fields from Kalibanga, which I have taught you. पहला सिंबल, एक जगह कालीबंगा की जो साइट है वहां पे जो फील्ड है, फॉरवर्ड फील्ड्स, जुते हुए खेत के सिंबल हैं वो मिले हैं. हाउएवर वी डू हैव agricultural because we have got from Mohenjo-daro and Harappa grains that are samples in National Museum, burnt grains from chulha and from dhane, that what we call grainage from Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. So we do have evidences from Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. However, full land which were furrowed is from Kalibanga. So I think in the Kalibanga section you have written last time. So evidence of furrowed, FURROWED. Evidence of furrowed fields has been recovered from Kalibanga. A toy depicting plowshare. A toy depicting plowshare has been excavated from Banavali. It seems that Harappan people probably used wooden plowshare. The Indus people were the first to cultivate cotton. The Indus people were the first to cultivate cotton. And where do we get the evidence of cotton? Now that you have to memorize. The Greek called it Sindon, Sindon. Greeks called Indus Valley civilization it Sindon. It matlab the whole civilization Sindon, Sindon. Among plants, evidences of dates, khajur, dates is khajur. People, neem, lemon, people, neem, lemon, banana. Among plants, evidences of dates, people, neem, banana, and lemon tree has been unearthed. So there were three principal variety of wheat. And barley. that has been, we have come across. So like in the table in the agriculture section, agricultural economy, I have given main crops were wheat, barley, rice, found in Lothal and Rangpur only, dates, mustard, cotton. And significance, it shows the advancement of Harappans in agricultural technology, which used wooden plowshare, well irrigation, Alhadino, and dams and irrigation canals, Dholavira. So these are the examples which you should cite while you are writing. So well irrigation, like they will ask you, where do we get the evidence of well irrigation? Where do we get evidence of dam and irrigation by canals? So dam and irrigation by canals is Dholavira and well irrigation is Alhadino. It's okay. So you mix both these two, and there are three principal variety, and that three names are very scientific names. I'm not going to dictate you that. Besides them means wheat and barley. Besides them, rye, R-A-I. राई इज राई छोटा सरसों होता है ना, राई, पीनट्स, कॉटन, ग्राम इज चना, ओके. Ragi has not been found from any site in North India. You write Ragi has not been found. The evidence of rice husk. The evidence of rice husk on the terracotta figurines unearthed from Rangpur and Lothal. The people of Gujarat reared elephants. We do have a little terracotta figuring in National Museum of elephant that come from Gujarat only. In the metal section you write silver, gold, copper, tin. Silver, gold, copper, tin, that were the major metals. In the pottery section, which you see in the table, majorly we have two kinds of pottery we are getting from Indus Valley civilization, and that is red and black pottery. Do you understand red and black means? Red and black pottery? हाँ, मतलब बेसिकली जो फायर्ड हैं, मिट्टी के बर्तन बना के उसको फायर किया और कुछ इस तरीके के मटेरियल्स का इस्तेमाल किया कि एक जो है वो रेड कलर में है और एक ब्लैक कलर में है, तो ब्लैक सॉयल का भी यूज हो रहा है. एंड आफ्टर दैट ओवर those potteries we have paintings in the 2 or 3 colors, majorly black, red and black, or there are more than 2 colors, so there are brown, green also over there on the top of those potteries. So now write a sub note on trade and commerce and relationship of foreign trade and commerce. Next point, trade and commerce. And effect of foreign trade. Harappan seals were discovered from Susa and Ur. Susa, place name, Ur, place name, both are in Afghanistan region. Afghanistan, sorry, Mesopotamia region. So Harappan seals were discovered from Susa and Ur at Mesopotamia. Recently, what had happened? Recently, some Indus seals depicting one horned animal. वो जो इंडस में वो मोहनजोदाड़ो में जो दिखाया है ना, one horned, एक सिंगी, that has some evidences we get from Indus Valley civilization. However, that is not particularly correct. We do not have any such kind of animal. Recently, some Indus seals depicting one horned animal and script have been discovered from Bahrain in Persian Gulf, and Nippur in Mesopotamia, Nippur, Nippur in Mesopotamia. Opposite to that, a big Mesopotamian cylindrical seal, Have you seen any cylindrical seal? Cylindrical seal. Okay, let me show you. So this is this cylindrical seal. तो यहाँ आ जाइए. This is the seal, which have a very small, which is very small in size, like the size of this cap, and where you have engravings on the front surface, on the upper surface of the cap. What you do, you have a clay, and you roll this what we call a cylindrical seal on the clay, and it gives the impression. So when you roll this seal on this clay, you give the impression of this. So this is the cylindrical seal, which was very common in Mesopotamia. We have a square seal in Indus Valley civilization, and this cylindrical seal was from Mesopotamia. This is the evidence we got from Mohenjo-daro. So which clearly indicates about trade. So you write, a big Mesopotamian cylindrical seal was unearthed from Mohenjo-daro. Another seal from Persia. Has been unearthed from Lothal. What we have got, a cloth from Mesopotamia depicts the Indus seal. A cloth from Mesopotamia depicts the Indus seal. Also some Indus objects from what we have discovered from Turkmenistan. So you write, some Indus objects have been discovered from Turkmenistan in Central Asia. Some Indus objects have been discovered from Turkmenistan in Central Asia. A boat made of terracotta has been discovered from Lothal. A boat of terracotta has been discovered from Lothal. So standard weights and measures. स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड वेट्स एंड मेजर्स माप तौल के लिए जो बाट का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड वेट्स एंड मेजर्स वेर यूज्ड इन इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन. Which clearly indicates about the trading pattern of Indus economy that is Mesopotamia, Iran, Afghanistan, Bahrain, Oman, Syria, and this time period trade we are doing as a barter system. So if you see in the table, I have given you the list of what are the items that are exported from Indus civilization and what are the items that are being imported to Indus Valley civilization. It's there. If you want to write, I can dictate you on your paper also, but it's there also. मैंने आपको एक मैप दिखाया था शायद. लेट मी शो यू. आई थिंक आई डू हैव. नहीं है. ट्रेड का मैप मैंने आपको दिखाया है नहीं? आई शोड यू इन द लास्ट क्लास. लेट मी सी अगेन. सो लिस्ट है, आप कर लेंगे या मैं अभी लिखाऊं? जहां लेड है, लेड में यू जस्ट राइट Afghanistan and Iran. Okay, I did not had showed. Let me show you that map. जम्हाई थक गए इतनी ही क्लास में. Where was that map? Just give me some seconds. हाँ, नहीं, उस समय तक तो यूरोप कहीं भी इस सीन में नहीं था. So basically this is so look at this map. Is it visible to you? So here we have Indus site, or Lothal is, you can see here, around here, Gujarat region. I will just give you all the dockyards and all the ports. I will just give you the list of that, all the ports which were used for trade during Indus Valley civilization. And if you see Afghanistan region, Iran, Baluchistan region for the trade, Persia, Mesopotamia, Egyptian civilization, Central Asia. So majorly the trade which were being done was from Mesopotamia, Egyptian civilization and Central Asia. These were the major routes. However, we do have trade from Karnataka region where we are getting gold. So we do, this time period also we do have examples of gold that were being traded from Kolar region of, Kolar is where? Where is Kolar? Karnataka. So you write, better you write items of import. थोड़ा सा था वो, मैं आपको जब सिल्क रूट वाला बताऊंगा तब बताऊंगा. इट मीन्स कि एक फिक्स, जैसे अभी के टाइम पीरियड में वी डू हैव अ फिक्स 1 kg, 2 kg, 5 kg. उस समय में भी देयर वर फिक्स समथिंग लाइक इफ आई हैव टू फिक्स दिस, सो दिस इज 100 ग्राम, सो इसको फिक्स कर दे. दैट इज मीन्स स्टैंडर्ड स्टोन्स वेर यूज्ड टू फॉर वेट्स. So they have their some kind of fixed ratio for each and everything, and that was a standard. It means everyone has to follow that. It means, what does that mean? It clearly indicates there were some kind of administrative setup were already functioning, which forced them to use a standard form of measurement. So this is one kilo, this is 2 kilo, or in something else. So if you go to Indus National Museum, they have some measurements over there made of stones, so they have kept over there. So if you go there, you can just see. किस चीज से? No. The entire paragraph I said, standardized measures were used, full stop. This says, this indicates the trading pattern. This entire paragraph, I was just concluding that. Exported item in the list which we have written: teak from Gujarat, slate, lead from Kashmir and South India, copper from Balochistan, Khetri mines. Imported items: jade, lapis lazuli, gold, silver, tin from Afghanistan and Iran. So you write something. There are some things which are left out. Bitumen, bitumin. Bitumen from Balochistan and Mesopotamia, imported. हाँ, भरपूर. We have full amount of gold jewelries which we have got from Indus Valley civilization. ये आपको थोड़ा सा रटना पड़ेगा. These trade sites which we have got from everywhere, from Mesopotamia and Central Asia, that you'll have to memorize it, because these are all the facts. So gold we have from Kolar and Afghanistan and Iran. Gold from Kolar, Afghanistan and Iran. Ceatite is a material which were used in the jewelry bead making. So if I give you a image of ceatite, let me show you. एक तरीके का it's a kind of stone, very soft kind of a stone, where you can mark just by your fingers. So like सेंधा नमक का जो वो पूरा स्टोन होता है ना, क्रिस्टल काइंड ऑफ. Is it visible? Okay, so items of export. Goods made up of ivory and shells from Lothal that were being exported. आइवरी क्या होता है? हाथी के दांत, हाथी नहीं. Goods made up of ivory and shells from Lothal. Also grains were exported. Black wood. So what does this indicate? It indicates a good relationship between these empires. They were very much known to their living standards, everyone's. So that is why when we'll talk about Vedic people and when we'll talk about Rig Veda, so what we have found, there are similarities between Zend-Avesta from Iran and from Rig Veda. So there are similarities. It means people were very much known to each and every lives. So they were very much familiar with their lives through these trade practices. So this time period is actually, these trade indicates, number one, they were familiar about other cultures, and number two, trade balance was not in favor of one particular society, but it was a balanced approach, because everywhere we are finding same kind of material. So they were having balanced trade. And after in the mature phase, however, in the later phase we come across, trade was declined and entire urbanization was based on these trade that led to the decline of Indus Valley civilization. So these are the 2-3 points which you should write whenever you wherever you find thing. So about the script, we do not have we have pictorial script, and you somewhere you have written the script of Indus civilization is pictorial, which could not have been written. Do you understand about pictorial thing? Pictorial, what does it mean? Pictorial script, symbols. So this kind of images which we have got, sorry, मुझे is it visible? So instead of using letters, they were using pictures to represent what they wanted to say, and it could not have been read because we do not have any further references which we have got from any other sites. वही तो पता नहीं है, we do not have. तो अभी के समय में वो हिंदी के अलावा कुछ और दिखाते तो कैसे पता चलता है? Until unless though that is why it's better they have. That is why I'm saying Bahubali people were more advanced while making movie. और जो कटा वो क्या है जो लास्ट की लड़ाई चल रही है कालके वाला, सो हिंदी नहीं दिखाया, उसको दिखाया दे आर वेरी मच ट्राइबल और दे आर वेरी मच इंफीरियर टू दोज, एंड उसके लिए एक अलग तरीके का लैंग्वेज डेवलप किया. हमारी तरह नहीं कि चलो हिंदी में ही बना देते हैं इसको. सो दैट इज वन कंफ्यूजिंग थिंग. ओके, यहां तक क्लियर है? आई थिंक विल टेक अ शॉर्ट ब्रेक 5 minutes. ठीक है, देन विल स्टार्ट अगेन. हाँ, ये नियोलिथिक के बाद है. नियोलिथिक टाइम पीरियड में वी हैव एविडेंसेस ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर. और फिर जो मैंने 3 फेजेस में आपको बताए थे ना, अर्ली फेज, मैच्योर फेज, लेटर फेज. सो मेजरली व्हाट वी आर गेटिंग seals and trade thing, we are getting from mature phase. From mature phase we are getting, and from early phase we are getting very early rudimentary state of potteries, and from later phase also. So if this is Neolithic time frame that come till the early phase of Indus, ये मिक्स है. देयर आर वेरी पोरस लाइन्स आर देयर. सो नियोलिथिक का टाइम फ्रेम वी कैन से फ्रॉम 8000 to 4000, और जो अर्ली फेज ऑफ इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन इज फ्रॉम 3300 to 2750. बहुत मिक्स है. सो दिस पीपल फ्रॉम Mesolithic time period, they started settling near river in the Neolithic, and in the Neolithic time period they started living together, and they started harvesting their food products. They started agriculture. After, when you start agriculture, you need to stay at one particular place. You need to protect those your harvest. That give a sense of society building. When they started building society, basti, or settling one particular place, then the sense of civilization, a sense of village settlement is being introduced in this time period, and that started in 3300 to 2750, and then that developed further into urban thing in the mature phase. Okay, did we have done society or not? Huh? सोसाइटी कर लिया था. लैंग्वेज है, लेकिन वो क्या लैंग्वेज है ये नहीं पता है. ऑब्वियसली दे वर कम्युनिकेटिंग. इतना बड़ा ट्रेड नेटवर्क और इतना सब कुछ है, इतना सिटी एडवांस सिटी है. पहली बार इस टाइम पीरियड में हम लोग इतने एडवांस. और मैंने आपको बताया कि इवन इफ वी स्टडी मेसोपोटामिया, वी डू नॉट हैव कम अक्रॉस एनी साइट दैट वर पैरेलल टू एनी सिटी ऑफ इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन in the case of cleanliness, in the case of urban planning, in the case of anything. So what we are getting here at Indus Valley civilization, a very high stage of civilization. And I asked you in the last class, you have to write about God and child. Have you searched? गॉर्डन चाइल्ड एक स्कॉलर हैं जिन्होंने सबसे पहली बार फॉर द वेरी फर्स्ट टाइम he has introduced a few characteristics of urban city. What could be the basic definition of urban city space, urbanization? So you write in a short note to find about the 10 very basic rule of urbanization. He has said that there must be administrative setup, houses, multi-story houses, roads, trade, class thing. So on the basis of these points, he have given 10 points of defining urbanization, God and child. So what I was saying, what we are seeing that this time period we are having a very high sophisticated society. It means they must have some languages. What they were speaking and what they were writing in pictorial form. What they were speaking, we do not have any references on that. we could not say that what they were speaking. And if not for the Indus people, also for all the other civilized, all the other people, Paleolithic, Mesolithic, Neolithic, everyone, we do not claim that they were speaking any language. So when we will study Vedic people, I will give you a lecture on Indo-European languages, language and family. यूरोपियन और इंडो यूरोपियन लैंग्वेज फैमिली का जो डेवलपमेंट कैसे हुआ, उसके जरिए मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि लैंग्वेजेस जो फर्दर डेवलप हुए, लेकिन देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन लैंग्वेज एंड बोली, व्हाट यू स्पीक एंड व्हाट यू राइट. सो व्हाट यू राइट इज इंडो यूरोपियन लैंग्वेज फैमिली. इट इज स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम वैदिक पीरियड वेर यू स्टार्टेड, बट वो क्या बोलते थे, बोली वे आर नॉट क्लियर. किस लैंग्वेज कैसे स्पीक बात करते थे, दैट इज नॉट वेरी मच क्लियर. Because if we talk about Vedic period, there are 4 Vedas, 3 Vedas in Vedic period, but they were not written. वो श्रुति परंपरा थी, बस सुन के आपको याद करके वो आगे बढ़ना है. They started writing in these, all text has been written in post Gupta period, 4th century CE. That is why 4th century, 5th century CE we call in the context of literature a golden age. इसी समय सारा कुछ लिखा जा रहा है. इससे पहले we do not have paper and things to write. सब कुछ है श्रुति और मेमोरी फॉर्म में. So आप लोग को बाहर नहीं जाना, नींद आ रही है? बस मैं एक पानी ले लेता हूं. पानी दे दो थोड़ा सा. कौन है? ठंडा है? नॉर्मल? नहीं ठीक है, कोई नहीं. अरे बच्चे भी पर थोड़ा वो हो गए हैं. मेरे लिए कुछ ला दोगे खाने के लिए? मुझे भूख लगी. हाँ, ढोकला ही ला देना और चाय. जब क्लास ऑफ होगा तब ला देना. जल्दी छोड़ूंगा, ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं. 4 बजे मैं छोड़ दूंगा. अच्छा ठीक. एनी कंफ्यूजन? थोड़ा बोर हो रहे हैं आप लोग? कैसे बताएं कुछ मुझे. आई नो इट्स वेरी फैक्चुअल. एंड व्हाट इज योर बैकग्राउंड? यू आर इन BA program. You have done BA program from where? IGNOU. You? BA. Honors or program? Where? Rajdhani. And you? BSc. From where? Kirodi Mal College. You have completed? Second year or third year? Second year. You? BA program or honors? Which college? Agra University. You completed? It's second year or third year? First year. So this is the thing. थोड़ा सा चूंकि पहली बार हिस्ट्री है तो मुझे पता है ये थोड़ा बोरिंग हो जाता है, बट यू हैव टू, आप क्या कर सकते हैं, इसको मेमोराइज करना पड़ेगा. आई विल ट्राई एंड गिव यू समथिंग इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास ऑल्सो, सो दैट यू कैन लाइक दिस टेबल विच आई हैव गिवन यू. थोड़ा और कुछ मटेरियल दूंगा, इससे आपको बेसिक आइडिया लग जाएगा इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन के बारे में. ट्राई एंड प्रैक्टिस फॉर द मैप. On the map, major sites, which are the major sites, you try and practice over there of Indus Valley Civilization, 5 or 6, 1-2 ports, 1 and 2 ports, and particular map. क्या भेजना है मुझे? हैंडआउट्स में नहीं था, मैंने PPT में बताया था. Okay, I will give you. Next class I will give you maps. एक मैप वाला दिया था. अच्छा, okay, that is another thing. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्लास ग्रुप बनाने की जरूरत है. Okay, okay, we'll do that. So what I have to give you? Give me, tell me. Maps, let me write. Maps. कैसे नहीं खींच पाएंगे? Okay, I asked you a simple question about town planning. पूछा मैंने टाउन प्लानिंग शुरू में लिखने के लिए. Now this was the question. Let me read the question for you. So you have facts of town planning of industrial civilization. Majorly, towns were divided into two parts, upper, lower. They were fortified. However, there are examples of a site where three parts of town planning is there, upper, lower and middle, and that also has been fortified. एक part हो गया. Town planning में second part, roads were crossing, second part complete. You can draw a map over here or simple graph इस तरीके से बना दिया. एक छोटा सा वहां पे बना दिया. तो ये हो गए. These are canals. These are these नालाज जहां से पानी हो रहा है. तो इस तरीके का एक इमेज बना के, तो 2 paragraph you have written. One is about town planning, one is about roads. Now coming to third part about the houses. You can write what kind of houses are there, what are their openings, two floor houses, 3 floor houses, from where you have got two floor building, from where you have got 3 floor building. 3 parts is done. In the 4th section, you can analyze those things, like in the table I have given you. Town planning one description you give, so that is why I given you those thing. So in the first part you write about the description of town planning. What are the description? So in the division of the city you have written raised part called citadel, considered of housing for rules and important public buildings. Lower part considered for common citizens. Now you explain what does that mean. So एक part हो गया. It followed a grid pattern. The second column or second row, grid pattern, streets cut each other at right angle, thus dividing the city. It shows excellent knowledge of measurement and urban planning. एक part हो गया. 2 parts हो गए. Now you come to the next page. Drainage system. Drains connected at all houses and were made up of mortar, lime and gypsum. It shows Harappan people paid great attention to health and sanitation. Houses, they were often 2 or more stories, but no window faced the streets. And building material standardized. So मैंने ये इसीलिए आपको दिया है कि इन 5 सब थीम्स पे, if in this notes I have given you one theme on town planning, one theme on society, one theme on economy. So when they ask you a question on town planning, you write your answer based on these 5 sub themes. And sub themes are streets, drainage system, houses, building material, the first column. When you ask question about society, you give your answer, you base your answer on the basis of division in the society, clothing, फूडिंग हैबिट्स, रिलीजन, स्क्रिप्ट्स एंड लैंग्वेजेस. इसको बस मैंने आपको इतने शॉर्ट फॉर्म में दिया है. इसको आपको यू हैव टू राइट इन योर ओन लैंग्वेज. टेबुलर फॉर्म से हटा के यू जस्ट हैव टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू अ पैराग्राफ. नाउ इफ आई आस्क यू टू राइट अ नोट ऑन टाउन प्लानिंग, व्हाट यू विल राइट? कैन यू राइट? If I ask you a note on society, Majorly, they will ask you either on society or on economy or on town planning, three things, or on art and architecture, art and artifact. Everywhere, based on the factual data which I have just dictated you in your copy, you have to memorize those data. Based on those data, you have to give your words to those data and you have to generalize, you have to give an answer to your question on society or economy or polity. हाँ, एक जगह डैम के एग्जाम्पल नहीं मिला, मैंने अभी तो लिखवाया. कैनाल से वी हैव इरिगेशन फ्रॉम कैनाल एंड वी हैव इरिगेशन फ्रॉम वेल. अभी लिखा ना आप लोगों ने कहीं पे? Let me show you. I think you have not seen. I asked you to go on harappa.com site. You have not gone. कहाँ है भाई? Now, now if you see this image, this is from Lothal. ठीक, तो Lothal is based on the where is Lothal? In Gujarat region, sea area. However, they have made a canal till the city so that they can easily transport their materials from the canals. So canals were coming to the city, and where they have made dam, or what they have made, I'll just show you. Now this image you can see is very much clear. मूवी को छोड़ दो, वो दैट इज मॉडर्न डिपिक्शंस ऑफ बॉलीवुड. उसमें इसलिए मैं उसको बोला कि फॉर द लाइट थिंग यू हैव टू थिंक ऑफ. तो ये जो है लोथल का डॉकयार्ड है. अरे ओके, डॉकयार्ड मीन्स सिटी के एकदम पास, जहां तक कई बार व्हेन यू रीड geography or in history also, why did industrial revolution happened in Britain? Why did industrialization happen only in Britain? तो दो तरीके के पोर्ट्स होते हैं. एक पोर्ट होता है नेचुरल पोर्ट जिसको बोलते हैं. सो ब्रिटेन के ज्यादातर पोर्ट्स दे आर नेचुरल पोर्ट्स. मींस ये समुद्र का सरफेस है, पानी, और एकदम एज है. तो और यहां जहाज आया और एकदम यहां पे लगा, यहां से हमने सीधे डॉक पे सामान उतार लिया. अब एक तरीके का जो कि हमारे यहाँ जो एक सरफेस वाला डॉक होता है, तो बहुत दूर तक बालू बालू होगा उसमें, जो कि बे ऑफ बंगाल्स में देखने को मिलता है. तो जहाज, जो बड़े जहाज हैं, वो तो किनारे तक नहीं आ सकते हैं. सो उनको वो डॉक करते हैं एकदम समुद्र के अंदर. फिर छोटे जहाज को लेके जाते हैं समुद्र में, वहां से सामान अनलोड करके फिर उसको लेके वापस जमीन के डॉक तक आते हैं. तो ये जो खर्च है वो बढ़ जाता है. इसके लिए लोथल पीपल हैव इन्वेंटेड दिस डॉक्स. तो इसके लिए वो छोटे जहाज में सामान को भर के शहर के अंदर तक ला सके, सो दैट वी आर क्वाइट चीपर इन द कॉस्टिंग थिंग. तो इस तरीके का जो ट्रेड का पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट है, तो डॉक बनाया था. और भी दूसरे तरीके के डेवलपमेंट हमें इस टाइम पीरियड में देखने को मिलते हैं लोथल में. So I was just saying you write what are the major docks, major ports at Indus Valley civilization? Major ports at Indus Valley civilization. Let me show you a map so that you can just remember. Number 1, you write Sutka Gandor. Sutka Gandor is the site name, which is port. Number 2, Sutka Koh. Number 3, Balakot. Yes, just give me a second. हाँ हाँ, ये आप लोग देखिए, इस मैप को देखिए, और इसी क्रम में, इसी सीरियल वाइज, सुतका गंडोर, सुतका को, दीज आर द पोर्ट्स ऑफ इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन साइट. ठीक है, तो आप जस्ट राइट सुतका गेंडोर, सुतका को, बालाकोट, बालाकोट, थर्ड इज बालाकोट. इज देयर नॉर नॉट? कहां पानी नहीं है? ये पानी ही है. हाँ, वो मैप ऐसे है, मैं दूसरा मैप दिखाऊं. बालाकोट. नंबर 4 इज एल्हाडीनो, एल्हाडीनो. और ये जो चारों साइट है, दे आर करेंटली इन पाकिस्तान रीजन. नंबर 5 इज नागेश्वर. Number 5 is Nageshwar. Number 6 is Prabhas Patan. Number 6 is Prabhas Patan. Number 7 is Lothal. और ये जो तीनों साइट है, दैट इज इन गुजरात, इंडिया रीजन, गुजरात. नंबर 8 इज भगतराव, महाराष्ट्र. नंबर 8 इज भगतराव. ये थोड़ा और नीचे जाएंगे ना, लोथल के नीचे, ये इस मैप में नहीं है. नंबर 8 इज भगतराव इन महाराष्ट्र. सो दीज आर मेज 8 ports. Okay, now make a घर जाके थोड़ा सा यू जस्ट गूगल, चीजें वहां से क्लियर हो जाएंगे. अब देखो, somebody has used this map to show sites from Indus Valley civilization. Like this you have to make a map. हाँ, तो नेक्स्ट क्लास तक मैप की प्रैक्टिस हो जानी चाहिए.
उधर से सर एक भी नीचे ना, हमारा नीचे से, गुजरात के नीचे से स्टार्ट होता है हमारा, फिर वो
कहाँ से
सर ये गुजरात के यहाँ, ये नीचे सर, ये सारा ये जो रीजन है हमारा पानी, और यहाँ तो सर सारा वो होता है. यहाँ इन्होंने बना रखे हैं पोर्ट्स, नीचे एक भी पोर्ट नहीं है, इधर भी नहीं है, इधर सिविलाइजेशन नहीं.
बाबू, मैं यही तो बता रहा हूं. इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन सेंटर कहां पे है? नॉर्थ वेस्ट में है. इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन ही इतना दूर पे है, इधर तो अभी कुछ है ही नहीं. वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट ए टाइम पीरियड. तो मैंने आपको पहली क्लास, जो फर्स्ट क्लास में मैंने आपको डेवलपमेंट बताए थे, उसमें यही बताए थे कि इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन के टाइम पीरियड में सिविलाइजेशन इज हियर. लेट मी शो यू दिस. आई थिंक आप शायद पहली क्लास में नहीं थे. यू आर नॉट इन द फर्स्ट क्लास. सो in the Indus Valley time period, civilization was here only, कहीं और कुछ नहीं था. So civilization was here और इधर से ही डेवलप हुआ. And after Indus Valley civilization, what we are getting? Vedic period and also Vedic period and 6th century BC, where we have reference of second urbanization. That is Mahajanapadas काल 600 BC. और उस समय सिविलाइजेशन इज शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम दिस रीजन टू मिड गंगा वैली. तो पहली बार 6th सेंचुरी बीसी में मध्य गंगा वैली, जो मिड गंगा वैली या पटना वाला जो पूरा रीजन, उसमें मौर्य डायनेस्टी डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है. एंड आफ्टर दैट जो मौर्य के समय ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ अशोका, इंटायर नॉर्थ रीजन इज कैप्चर्ड अंडर अशोकाज रूल. सो इस तरीके से पॉलिटिकल डेवलपमेंट जब हम देखते हैं तो महाजनपदास के काल में पूरा नॉर्थ इंडिया, फिर वी गो टू गुप्तास. तो गुप्तास के समय में एंटायर, जिसको अखंड भारत आप अभी बोलते हैं, तो ये पूरा किस तरीके से डेवलपमेंट हुआ था, दैट आई टॉक्ड इन द फर्स्ट क्लास. सो वही रीजन है जहां पे इंडस वैली, इसलिए इसको मैप में आपको याद रखना है. दैट इज वाई इट्स बिकम सो इंपॉर्टेंट. नहीं तो आप कंफ्यूज होकर क्लास में इधर से उधर लिखेंगे. इसलिए मैप प्लीज आप लोग यू ट्राई. एंड ऑल्सो for this week you try to draw India map and this region with all the 5 rivers, that will help you also in geography. Indus and the other their subsidiary river from where they are emerging and where they are going. So ये पूरा एक मैप बना के you have to practice. Next class Monday 15 seconds हो जाना चाहिए, 15 सेकेंड में बस. एग्जाम में उतना टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. यू हैव जस्ट ओनली 7 मिनट्स फॉर वन आंसर, नहीं तो फिर कुछ छूट जाएगा. यस, एनी कंफ्यूजन? हो जाएगा. ओके, नाउ यू राइट आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट. ये यू जस्ट गो थ्रू दिस सोसाइटी वाला थिंग. Is it clear to you or not? In the table, the society part, okay, you write in one small section society. I will just dictate you. Society. As far as the Indus society is concerned, majority of historians believe that it was a matriarchal society. Do you understand what do you mean a matriarchal society? Which society we are living in? Patriarchal. हाँ, तो matriarchal society. Historians have cited examples of mother goddesses. Historians have cited examples of mother goddesses, which is the most abundant image found from all the Indus towns, Indus cities. Looking at the towns of Indus Valley, looking at the towns of Indus Valley, it seems that though the income inequality was there, the society was not discriminating in nature. The society was not discriminating in nature. It seems that society was open and there was mobilization in society. It seems that society was open and there was mobilization in society. The people were quite aware about their aesthetic sense. What do you mean by aesthetic sense? How we appear. So the people were quite aware about their aesthetic sense and they used variety of ornaments like necklaces, bangles, finger rings, etc. They were also aware about soap, lipstick, kajal, देखिए we have यहाँ पे I just want to stop you for there. So they were also aware about soap, lipstick, kajal और एक vermilion सिंदूर का भी एक example है. I'm not saying that to write you because we have one example of vermilion in one particular terracotta figurines. There is this called दो तरीके की स्टडी होती है. एक हिस्टोरिकल स्टडी होती है और एक होती है एंथ्रोपोलॉजिकल स्टडी. और नाम सुना आपने एंथ्रोपोलॉजी का? एंथ्रोपोलॉजी में हम लोग क्या करते हैं? ह्यूमंस का जो करंट बिहेवियर पैटर्न है उसके आधार पे वी गो बैक टू द अर्ली सोसाइटी और वहां पे हम लोग ट्रेस करते हैं कि हाउ डू ह्यूमंस लिव. तो नाउ अ डेज वी आर यूजिंग वर्मिलियन सिंदूर का जो सिंदूर वी यूज टू शो अ स्टेटस ऑफ मैरिड वुमन. हाउएवर we do not have any reference that indicated at that time period that this vermilion were used to show a status of a married thing, because marriage is a very much later addition. Marriage as an institution has been developed a very later part of time. Marriage, because marriage involves, however, there in this society, women were free to live. All men and women were free to live according to their choices. When did society codified these living standards that converted into marriage? We will come across in the Vedic and later Vedic time period. So this time period, vermilion were used for which sense we do not know. It could have been used to indicate fertile women, not to indicate of married women. ऐसे हो सकता है कि इसको यूज किया जाता हो उस तरीके की महिलाओं को दिखाने के लिए जिसके पीरियड्स और menstruating women to indicate because menstrual blood is color red, and to indicate menstruating women it might have possible they used red color to indicating those kind of situations. So when did it started appearing as a symbol of marriage, we do not know. So that is why I stopped you over there. So we have a reference of vermilion or sindoor. So you have just written. So this is the basic thing. Confusion है कुछ? I told you mobilization. Okay, mobilization in mobile sense, मतलब moving people, not stationary people, because trade were obviously were there, so they were moving. Yes. Not soap what we use time period, some kind of cleaning material, some kind of which they have, because the reference of this kind of thing which we have got near about that great bathing area, उसके आसपास का जो स्पेस है ग्रेट बाथ्स जो है, have you seen the image of great bath of मोहनजोदाड़ो, उसके अराउंड में कॉर्नर में there are changing rooms where they have found this material which they call it as soap. We do not know what they call, but it's what some kind of cleaning material which Shikakai, yes. There were some kind of gels which they have used. Kajal, so we have Rakh or iska to hame we have references. So the term we are using is a modern term. Lipstick, kajal, sindoor. What they were calling, we do not know. आई थिंक हम लोग आज आर्ट एंड कल्चर में चाह रहा हूं कि आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट जो है वो कल की क्लास के लिए मैं रखूं. सो विल स्टॉप हियर ओवर हियर, और आई विल आस्क यू टू राइट अ क्वेश्चन इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास based on what we have studied till this time period. I will give you 5 or 6 questions. You will have 30 minutes to write on that questions. Basic simple questions. Don't घबराइए नहीं आप लोग, और ऐसे डरने की जरूरत नहीं है. Some basic questions will give. We'll start from art and craft. ये एक्स्ट्रा मैंने आज दिया है ना आप लोगों के पास पहले से? कैसे नहीं है? लास्ट क्लास दिया तो था. वाह, रख लीजिए फिर. यू डू नॉट हैव, यू कीप इट.